morning, children. Shall we go to the next section of the online class? Today let us study about the kingdom fungi, the third kingdom in the five kingdom classification. In the last two classes we discussed about the kingdom Protista and before that kingdom Monera. The two kingdoms are unicellular organisms. But here today's topic is kingdom fungi. The kingdom fungi, from the name itself it is very clear that fungus. Fungi means fungus, the different types of fungi. What do you mean by fungi? They are non-green. They have no chlorophyll. That is the most important characteristic of kingdom fungi. They have no chlorophyll, so they cannot prepare their own food. They are saprophytes. They derive food from dead and decaying organisms. Before that, you have to know kingdom fungi. They may be unicellular or multicellular. Yeast is a very good example of unicellular fungus. All other fungi are multicellular. So, they may be unicellular or multicellular prokaryotes. And their body is filamentous or thread-like. Unicellular or multicellular, and their body is filamentous or thread-like. That is one of the characteristics. Second characteristics, they have no chlorophyll, so they cannot prepare their food. They are heterotrophs. At the same time, they are saprophytes. That means they derive food from dead and decaying organisms. Then, the examples of fungi: mold, mushroom, yeast. Yeast is a unicellular fungus. Other mold and mushrooms are multicellular. Mushrooms are different types. You might have eaten that mushroom. The poisonous mushroom is called a toadstool. That should not be edible. We should not eat that. Toadstool. Then there are some mushrooms growing on the trees, wood, etc. They are called bracket fungi. Bracket mushroom. So like that there are different types of mushrooms. So mushroom is an example of kingdom fungi, fungus. And yeast is an example of unicellular fungus. Okay. Then today our topic is, that is the kingdom fungi. Let us take an example, a typical example, study of one example. That is bread mold. Mold. Mold means poopal. You are very familiar with the bread mold. And the mold growing on the surface of wood and also on the surface of shoes, bag, etc. Nowadays you are not coming to the school. So your bag, cloth, uniform, belt, everything is kept somewhere. You just look at that. You can see it is covered with mold. That mold, that is called the mold. Mold. In the beginning, it is in white color. Okay, so that is the mold. So let us study about the bread mold. Mold growing on the bread. If you keep a piece of bread in the open place, after 2-3 days, you can see some dot-like structure growing on it. Actually, it is not a dot. In the beginning, it was a dot-like. Later, it spread all over the surface of the bread. And gradually, it spoils the bread. It takes the nutrients from the bread and it spoils it. So, when we observe it, you can see some cottony substance on the bread. Cotton some cottony substance on the bread. That cottony substance, that is called the mold. Then when we observe it under the microscope, you can see small thread-like structures. The thread-like structures are called hyphae. Each thread is called the hypha, and there are many thread-like structures. A group of thread-like structures together we can say mycelium. So on the surface of the bread there are many thread-like structures, cotton-like or thread-like structures. That is called the mycelium. Mycelium consists of large number of threads. Okay, it is like this. Then when we take one of it and observe it under the microscope, we can see the structure like this. One hyphae. When we observe it under the microscope, we can see the hyphae like this. Here you can see one hypha. This is one of the hypha. Here you can see it is attached on the bread with the help of root-like structure. No root, they have no root but root-like structure. That root-like structure is called rhizoids. With the help of rhizoids, they absorb nutrients from the bread. Okay, then the hyphae, it is an elongated thread-like structure. From that arise some erect hyphae. Some hyphae are erected to upper part. So these erected hyphae are called sporangiophore. Sporangiophore. And at the end of it, you can see some round structures. These round structures are called sporangium. Sporangium contains large number of spores, small pores. These are the spores. These spores spread in the air, and when they get a suitable substance to grow, they will grow on that substance. So they reproduce by spores. Spore bearing structure is called sporangium. Sporangium is connected to the hyphae with the help of sporangiophore. And there are some root-like structure to absorb nutrients from the bread or on which they grow. So that is called the rhizoids. Okay, this is the structure of a bread mold. All of you have to draw this diagram in your notebook. The structure of the bread mold. Then the next one is, so their body is thread-like. That thread-like structure, each one is called hyphae. Many hyphae together known as mycelium, and here is the structure. That's about the one of the bread mold. Then there are different types of bread molds. So they derive food from the substratum or the substance from which they grow. Next, how they respire. Mold is a living thing. It has to perform all the life processes. So absorb food from the bread. The next one is it has to respire. How do they respire? They respire with the help of oxygen. Respiration is aerobic. They usually you can see the mold growing on the surface of the food, not inside the food. Some certain types of mold growing on the surface of the pickle bottle. That means they need air to grow. So they respire aerobically. Okay. Then nutrition, I told you, it is a saprophytic nutrition, and they absorb nutrients from the soil. So and they reproduce with the help of spores. So these are about the bread mold. Then fungi in general. What are the uses of fungi? Are they useful? Bread mold is not useful, we all know, but some fungi are very useful to us. What are the various uses of fungi? Some fungi are used as food. For example, mushrooms. That it is edible. I told in the beginning of the class. It is an edible fungi, mushroom. There are two types of edible fungi. They are Morcella and Agaricus. Morcella and Agaricus are the two types of edible fungi or edible mushroom. All mushrooms are not edible. Some are poisonous. An example of poisonous mushroom is toadstool. Then Next use of fungi is they are used in the bakeries. Which fungi is used in the bakeries? Yeast. Yeast is a unicellular fungus. It is used in bakeries to bake this bread, cake and many other food items in the bakeries. Okay, so they are used in the bakeries. And some fungi are very useful in decomposition of the waste materials. They decompose the waste materials. They break down the waste materials. So decomposition of waste. Since they are saprophytic, they derive nutrients from the decaying matter. They decompose the waste materials. So they are some help to decompose the waste materials. Okay. Then another very important use of fungi is some fungi are used in the preparation of antibiotic. Have you heard that term, antibiotic? Antibiotic is a type of medicine. Usually when we get some diseases or infections in our body, doctors prescribe to take antibiotic along with other medicine. So these antibiotics are produced from bacteria. Some antibiotics are produced from bacteria. At the same time, some type of antibiotics are produced from fungus. A very good example of antibiotic produced from fungus is penicillin. Penicillin. It is produced from a fungus called Penicillium notatum. So penicillium is an important antibiotic produced from fungus. That is an important use of fungi. Then, so penicillin. Then some are also used in the ripening of cheese, for making cheese. Some type of fungi are used in the ripening of cheese, for the to produce the cheese in large quantity, in large scale. It is used for ripening of cheese. Two examples of that is mucor and penicillium is used in the synthesis of or manufacture of cheese, ripening of cheese. Cheese is some fungus are added. So fungus are useful. At the same time, fungus are harmful to us. They are harmful to us in many ways. Let us see what are the harmful effects of fungus. Some fungus spoil the food items. For example, bread mold. They spoil the bread, and fungus growing on some other food items like pickle or any other food items, on the surface of it, the fungus grows, mold grows, and they spoil the food. That is one important. So spoilage of food. And fungus also grow on the surface of the leather articles, shoes, bag, belt, etc. And they spoil that. And also the textiles, some dresses, they spoil. You might have seen some dresses, when we use continuously, certain part of the dress will become wet and some black dot on the dress. So that black dot is due to the fungus growing on it. So that is. So they spoil the food, leather and textiles, cloth materials, fungus. Then another harmful effect of fungus is they cause many fungal diseases in plants. Fungal attack in plants. Some plants, the leaves become spoiled or damaged due to the growth of some mold on it. About the fungal diseases in plants you will learn in higher class. So just understand the fungal attack the plants and destroy the plants. Okay. Then one more harmful effect of fungus in our body is they cause some diseases, especially on the skin. You might have heard about a disease called athlete's foot. Especially during rainy season, if you are walking without the chappal, the skin of our foot become damaged. Maybe eaten by something and it become very rough. That disease is called athlete's foot. Okay, just like athlete's foot, foot of an athlete. That is the meaning. Athlete's foot. And if we wear some wet or tight clothes, then the fungus grow in such areas and cause some type of itchings. That is called a ringworm. What is in Malayalam vattachori ennu parayum. So ringworms. So these are the two types of diseases caused by fungus in human body. Skin diseases like athlete's foot and ringworm. So these are the harmful effect of fungi. So fungi, kingdom fungi, characteristic of kingdom fungi, examples of kingdom fungi, and the one typical study, one typical example, that is the bread mold, the structure of bread mold, where they are growing, how they respire, how they reproduce. All these are very important. Next is the useful fungi and harmful fungi. That's all about the kingdom fungi.